Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. We'll do a quick stream today. How do you like that new thumbnail for the live stream? That's pretty cool. Hello from Sahara. we some lions today, guys. Hunting lions. We hunt the lions actually. Crypto's doing well. I'm gonna start posting a little bit of crypto content, just a little bit, because that's my background. And now that you know, crypto's kind of turning up, I can start sending you guys a couple tips. Give you a couple tips so that you can get some investment money. That's where I'm gonna invest all my money personally. Who edits my thumbnails? It's how do I pronounce his name in Discord here? Is a Hogata. Yeah. It's I think it's player one in chat if he's here. Let me just post this up on the Discord first of all. What do I think of ICT? That's a question I get very often. I think he's a good trader. I like his style. I like how he times the market very well. Good shit. I'm funny. I'm not funny, I'm just funny looking. That's why you're laughing. Yeah, it's a super cool thumbnail. Oh, I love that one. That's so nice. Makes me think like we're on a newscast. Counting down. Oh man, I gotta shower. Gross. Luckily, streams don't. Alright guys, let's turn this music off here. Let's turn this music off. Let's get it going. There I am. There's a cat right there. Where's my... It's always opposite. Can you hear the other cat just screaming in the background? Hopefully this mic doesn't really pick it up, but he is so annoying. Alright, let's get rid of that one. Cool guys. Cool. Oh my god. What does he want? What does he want? He literally just ate. He just wants attention. He just wants me to look at him. It's so annoying. Alright. So EU boys and girl. We were ranging all week and we were really undecisive of where we want to go because we're seeing sweeps everywhere, this way, that way, this one, right? And it looks like it's maybe chosen a direction, but I wouldn't be so eager to be in the longs here. And reason being is the end of the day, we could quite possibly, you know, get up to this purple area, and then going into next week, we could really just dump off of this supply zone there. What? He's not even looking at me. He's screaming into the distance. There's nobody there. He's not meowing at anybody. He's meowing at the wall. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, not a whole lot on EU there for us to do. Similar idea like GU, all of these pairs were just super, super bullish. It's a bit hard to get into trades like this. We don't want to be trading anything like that. We want to wait for some sort of like pullback manipulation below lows, things like this. It's not really good for us. UJ, not really good for us. Things like this. USwiss, not really good for us to trade. USD CAD, you just said, let's look at that. That is one that I did want to be reminded of. And we can see that the actual prediction is coming true. Now, the question is this going to hold actually true going into the next week there? Because it could just be a bounce off there, finishing off the week, because that's a very obvious place for it to bounce. Going into Monday, I would give it, I would very much expect it to come back down and just give it another little wick down and stop out these people that see this over the weekend and then they enter immediately on Monday. So I just want to wait it out a little bit because I'm not super confident, because this was such a massive downtrend. So I'm not quite ready to get into it yet. We can see kind of maybe how the daily closes or the weekly closes on. Can I get rid of some of these freaking arrows? I know they show my prediction, but it's not very helpful when it's super messy. So it's very possible that we just come back down for another one of these, because that was originally the trade that a lot of traders are going to be taking, right? So how's the weekly kind of look? Lined up perfectly. Yeah, it definitely looks like it could be bouncing off here for sure. I'm just a little bit not confident right now for some reason. So this is an area it could be rejecting off of, right? So what I want to do, so we can break it down into a very obvious thing that we should be doing here going into next week, right? I think today it's going to tap this. And then going into the next week, I want to make sure that this area actually acts as support when it comes back down to test it, right? We're not going to just jump into a trade. Oh my God. I don't know. Can you hear him, man? Oh God, that's so annoying. Okay. So we're going to have to really watch this area here. The untested zone is very much, this would be super, super tight. I don't like that depth there. So it's a little bit vague of where we want to actually see the level, but I do see this level right here. I do see this on the higher time frame of being a level, maybe right here, right? This bullish order block right there. That could be our zone. I guess it's the exact same zone that we drew there. So maybe that's what it is. If we do want to draw a fib to give another idea, you know, just so you guys know, it's probably going to bounce off there. And again, we're kind of seeing that same level being touched. So I guess that's kind of what we're going to be looking for, to see if it bounces off of there. And then if it does on the lower time frame, we'll be watching like the 5 minute come Monday. If it does come here, shows either a wick or a clean bounce, then we can get on after the trend changes in the other direction. I'm not confident in jumping into a major downtrend like that after just one little bounce. Very weak idea, very bad idea. No, I swear, dude. Let me turn up the mic. Now he stopped. I turned it up just slightly, but he stops when I stop talking. It's really freaking crazy. He just hears me talking and he's like, "You're giving somebody else attention. Why are you not petting me?" And then he just starts screaming from downstairs. Wait, there he is. He comes up. You can see him in the background. Okay, now he's got another cat to bother. Do I offer any courses? Yeah, there's like a book on my website. In the end of September, I'm going to be launching a video course. Just so you know. So you might want to wait out for that one. It should be good. I'll set up like a wait list very soon. I'm just waiting for the developer to set up a page for that. Okay, cool guys. So let's look at odd JPY. I wanted to talk about this one as well because this is doing exactly what we thought it would do. Let's jump on the daily up top here. We drew it out nice and clean. See that purple line there? That's the weekly rejection point. It almost came up here. We're not quite there, so it might give it another go into the early of next week, because if the weekly closes pretty low here, where was our level? The teal was our level, so it actually might not close below, but it is really rejecting off of that. So it's not as strong of a rejection as I would have liked to go into the next week, but we are definitely going to be watching this for the next week. Possible area to short off of, very obviously right here, right? If it does reject off of then there, again, strong uptrend. We're not going to be trying to short it immediately unless it is showing us double signs of rejection here, and then we can get into a short and start shorting it back down. We don't want to jump into this too early, just the same with UCAD. A sweep is when it manipulates stops. It moves past a level, manipulates the stops, and then moves back within. Do I scalp? No. Odd CAD. Odd CAD, we were looking at odd CAD. I took an odd CAD trade earlier this week, and it was a swing. It didn't work out, but I did take a odd Swiss long, so that kind of balanced it out. So that's fine. Okay. So I just want to look at a couple of these, Euro Swiss, and then we'll look at Euro Pound right after. Euro Swiss, just wanted to make note of this for you guys. Higher time frame, very rangy here, a very low there, and we've just come down here very quickly. Put the hourly on there. You can see very quickly we've stopped out everyone. That's all on that line. Massive stop hunt, and then it looks like going into the next week we should pop off here. So we've just got a trade running there, currently like right around roughly break even, nothing crazy. And then we're going to be targeting kind of this zone here, right? That makes sense. Lower time frame, you should see the zone right there. That's where it originally popped off from, right? So that's going to be another thing that we're looking for next week. I'm basically just going over a bunch of things that I'm watching for next week. Euro GBP, we were thinking that somebody could be wanting to long here, right? So we wanted to wait for that stop hunt, so it could come up and stop hunt thus, right? We didn't take a long there. We did actually take a small short here today, and it hit the profit there after a, let's go on the 5 minute. You can see downtrend of the day, sweeping the highs. I'm going through this quite quickly because it is Friday, and I know a lot of people don't care too much on Fridays. We're just going through quite quickly. Sweeping the highs, breaking back down, enter on a retest, and then just rally back down. That's all we needed for today. Okay, so Euro GBP, what are we thinking is going to happen next week? Let's put this on normal time frames. Going into next week, we still think, okay, this week is probably going to close. Doesn't look like it's going to get back up here for this week. There's definitely closing bearish. I think we're still targeting the lows here that we've been targeting for fucking ever. Since June, we've been waiting for that. We're still going down that, and we've still been looking for this, and we've still been looking for this, still been looking for this. So I think it's going to come down massively. I'm still at the exact same bias. There's no reason to turn your bias. This low right here most likely will get manipulated, but then we're going to continue back down. Right. So that's what we're going to look for next week. What do you think of trading only one pair? I think it's a great way to control yourself from trading. Then you really master one thing. Can I DM on Instagram about your courses? Sure, man. Yeah, you can send me a message. I'll probably respond later. I don't have notifications on for Instagram. The colors, these are sessions, man. These are the sessions of the day. So I know what time of day it is. Do you sell? I wouldn't. This would be a very stupid sell. Just because it's going up doesn't mean that it has to come down, right? Maybe I see what you're seeing here, though. This is probably why you think that you should be selling. Because there's a supply zone right there. That's why you think you should be selling. But look at the lower time frame. You're just fucking rocketing up. So why would you sell that? Doesn't make any sense. You're probably gonna break past this and go way up here. So why not just at least look for a better entry, rather than just like entering randomly, just because you have an emotional bias to this going down, doesn't mean it should go down. It should continue up actually. Same with EU now. EU now that we've broken up should continue up a little bit, but this one's a bit weaker actually. This one's quite a bit weaker, this pair, because we still haven't broken new highs on the higher time frame. On GU, we've completely invalidated this high right here. Right? This was our rejection point after we were sweeping that, and we've completely invalidated it, but we haven't done that on EU yet, right? So this is why if you want to short anything, EU is the better short. But it's still going to come up to here. As a beginner pair to start on, I would say any of the US dollar pairs, or Euro pound. Whatever one you like the best, whatever one works best with your strategy. If you have a more trend trading thing, go for like odd or New Zealand. There's trend longer. And if you like more manipulation and ranging shit, maybe Euro, pound, shit like that, right? U-Swiss is also kind of manipulated. Yeah, that's just kind of my bias. Lately, UCAD's been a crazy trend. Am I in gold? No. I don't even own gold, actually. Do I use any indicators? No, never. All I use is the time of day thing, so I know what session it is, and so I know what, and this is a Monday's range, so I know what day of the week it is. That's all I use. Indicators are completely worthless. Price action and Forex a little different than stocks. Forex is different than stocks in that it's controlled by market makers and banks. Stocks is basically controlled largely by like emotional fear, greed, things like this, news events, things like that. Don't really like, there's people that obviously know way more than me. I'm not a stocks guy, but that's kind of my feel for it. I haven't actually traded any stocks, but that's kind of what I've heard from people. Yeah, stocks is like, it's a lot more difficult because there are market makers, like specifically that are there to fuck over the market. Like that's their job. Forex is more like just banks have like large orders and can do whatever they want. How much will my course be? Probably like $1,000. How do I get the sessions time on the chart? Just search up sessions like this. How's the FTMO challenge going so far? I'm not on the FTMO challenge. I'm not doing it. If you're talking about the 100K challenge that I'm doing, that's my personal funds. And I've currently actually, here, look. There you go. It's currently editing the video actually. So I just got to upload it once I'm done here, and then you guys can watch that. We made some money this week. Started trading a little bit more too. Hadn't been really trading in the past couple weeks, just because I've been focused on other things. But we've been trading a little bit more this week. NZD CAD. Oh, we were wrong about that. We were totally wrong. That's fine. We were wrong about NZD CAD and odd CAD. We were completely fucking wrong. But that's okay. I'm only right like 50-60% of the time. But this is such a powerful position too, right? It just didn't do anything. Honestly, the better bet, I actually probably managed this wrong. Yeah, I did this wrong actually. This is what I should have done, honestly. Obviously, like this was a great place for it to reject because we're seeing sweeps above those highs. We're seeing this range. We're seeing the New York manipulate the price and then dive down. This was a great setup. But if we kind of look at this, okay, we broke down on the hourly too very clearly, right? But what we wanted to do is draw the support or the resistance on the hourly, and then we should have waited for a rejection on the low time frame here. But the reality is I just got impatient and I just placed a resting order right on that level because I didn't want to actually watch it. So that was what I did wrong. Because look at this. It didn't reject at all. It just kept climbing. Does this make sense? It just kept climbing, bouncing off of the previous level. Right? It didn't once break down at all. And if we saw a breakdown right here, then I would have gotten in and then you would have had a better chance of winning. And this is actually literally what I just told you to do on UCAD and odd JPY fucking today. I said with a massive uptrend like this, don't just short it randomly. And I literally did that yesterday. So that was my mistake. So that was the problem. Okay, so GJ hit that target that we were targeting, right? And it actually, oops, this one's on the top here. We can actually see that it reached all the way to that second purple line just about. Let's see if it hit the wick instead. I think that's what it did. It probably hit the wick instead of the body. So this is one thing that we were saying that was going to happen, right? We talked about this all week. I think it hit the wick. Let's see. We thought it was going to hit the body, but it hit the wick instead. Yeah, there you go. It hit the body and then completely rejected. So this is one that we're going to watch for next week as well. Because this is really hard rejecting off of that. We've now satisfied everything that we were looking to satisfy, right? There could be another little wick up, right? So what we'll do is we'll see to make sure that it rejects off of some point of interest. So let's just draw a couple. This is a liquidity zone right here, right? It's a high. And then we also have a supply right there. That's untested. We're also currently testing this supply right now, but I wouldn't want to short it yet. I would want to wait for the pullback up here and see how it reacts all in this area, right? So this zone, I want to see it reject off of, and then I'm going to get into a short. Yeah, that'll be a great trade. Okay. Do I trade events in the market? No. Indicators aren't worthless. I mean, some people use them for certain things. I just can see if you understand how to read price action, you can see all indicators in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I can see what an indicator would be telling me. For example, up top here, 4 hour. This is a RSI downward divergence, right? Maybe I'll put it on the daily so you can actually see it a little bit easier here. But you can see that line right there. That's a downward divergence. I can obviously see that in price action just because I know how to read the price action, right? It's showing huge signs of weakness and barely making new highs. So the power of the move is weakening, right? So that's just an example, and this is, I just remembered that I had seen one in the EuroCAD, that's, or Euro USD, that's why I jumped over here. But you can just see things so easily. Should you hold trades over the weekend? Usually not. Maybe one or two. If it's something that's like a swing trade. Do I journal my trades? Not so much anymore. I used to do it intensely, but not so much anymore. I'm more journaling the trades of my traders so I can track them because I don't trust them as much as I trust myself now. But it's still good to always journal so that you can improve different aspects and notice market changes quicker. Can I make more videos on institutional methods? I suppose so, yeah. Later on. I have like a certain thing, certain projects that I'm kind of working on right now. But yeah, we can kind of keep that in the back of my mind. Alright guys, I'm just going to wrap it up here. I got nothing left to show you. I talked about everything that I wanted to check for next week. A couple good questions there. Have a good weekend, guys. I got some stuff to do. So you guys probably do too. Enjoy yourselves and don't look